Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to this little corner of the internet. I really hope that you're doing well. And if you're new here to this channel, welcome. Welcome to this little community. I really hope that you'll like it and that you'll decide to stay. So if you've clicked on today's video, it's because you want to know how I am personally preparing for university. If you don't know who I am a first year medical student going to second year in the next 2 weeks. And I'm currently in this transitioning from my 4 months break to going back to university and back to a really busy schedule with a lot of work. Without further ado, let's start the video. And the first thing that I'm currently doing to prepare to go back to university is to become stress-free, or as stress-free as possible. Because going back to university, especially after such a long break, if you've had 4 months or 3 months or whatever, how many weeks you've had, it is quite a long break before going back. And for me, I need to take maybe a week or two to get back slowly into the gist of university and preparing my year well. So I arrive in university in 2 weeks or whatever when I'm going back, and I'm aware of what awaits me. I'm not fully taken aback and shocked and surprised by everything that I have to do, because I was already aware before. And that's something that I think is very empowering. The power of being aware of things helps you better surmount these sort of challenges or whatever is awaiting you if you know what's coming. And that's exactly why I did a video last week of all of the different things I wish I would have known before starting university, because it would have helped me be more aware and better surmount these different challenges when I was faced with them. Can you hear me with all of the wind? It's really cool, but I hope that you can hear me. So to become as stress-free as possible, what I'm doing is that I'm really trying to make sure that I understand everything that's going on next year. I know exactly when I start. I know exactly my timetable when my timetable comes out. I know what's going on during welcome week. I know when I'm going to have classes. I also know how year one differs from year two. I also took the time to plan and organize my working materials. So I've planned and created all of the different folders that I'm going to be needing for university. So that's already done. So when I start, I just have to add the information to them and not think about the whole system that I'm going to use. So I've already thought about the system I'm going to use to work this year. I've just really am trying to bring everything that I can do before starting for it to be done. So when I start, all I have to do is focus on my content and focus on getting more information. Also, another thing that I want to do is to make sure that when I go back to the UK, my working space is clean, that I have a very clean desk, I know where I'm going to work, and the place that I'm planning to work at is appealing. It makes me want to work there, so at least I know that if I lack motivation, at least I have a nice place to work in. I feel that these are kind of maybe unnecessary things, but if you actually do them, you realize how much more empowered you feel to start the year, how much better you feel. You feel like you're actually ready to conquer this year, and you don't arrive and everything is just surprises after surprises for the first 2 weeks. All of that has been catered and done before, so you start the year and you're directly starting to work. You don't have to worry about how the year is organized because you already know that. The next thing that I do, which kind of stems from the first one, is that in our university we have peer mentors. We have older students from a year above that are here to answer questions, and what I do is that I'm just going to be asking them questions about how year two was for them, how they felt through year two, if it was easier in these aspects, more difficult in these ones. So I kind of have testimonials from real people that actually went through year two just a year before me, so I have ideas of what I might be going through. And again, this is all because I want to be aware of what's going on, and that really empowers me to better surmount challenges or better face difficulties if I know that they might be happening, rather than they're just thrown in my face. And then the next thing that I want to talk about, which in my opinion is so important, is the mindset. You need to have the right mindset going back into university, and that's something that, at least for me, I have to start thinking about before reaching university. I have to know what sort of mindset I want to have this year, or at least for the first semester. And so right now, what I'm thinking of is that I know that last year was quite challenging in a few different aspects, but my mindset for this year is that whatever comes my way, I'll know that I'll be strong enough to overcome it. Whatever comes my way, whatever challenge, difficulty comes my way and hits me in the face, I will be able to face them. I will be able to overcome them. Maybe I won't be able to overcome them alone. Maybe I'll need some help from exterior sources like counseling or something like that, but I will be able to overcome them. And going into university with that mindset helps me kind of tame my stress, tame my fears of, wait, what if this year is harder than last year? What if I crumble this year? How will I face that? If I know that whatever comes my way, I will be strong enough, and I make the decision for myself that I will be able to take on that challenge and face it and overcome it, then it really puts me a bit more at peace. So that's something that I quite like to tell myself right now, because I am a bit stressed going back to university. It's been such a long time that I haven't been for 4 months. So saying this to myself every day really helps me have the right mindset going back. Then the next thing, which is also really important, that I've kind of started doing for the past month already, on and off, kind of every day, just in my head, is that I am reflecting on everything that I've done last year and figuring out what I want to keep, like what do I want to continue doing this year, and what are the things that I think need improving or that need complete changing. So for example, if I found a technique of work that really works for me, then I will want to continue doing this next year, and I want to kind of remember how, like, my workflow from last year and really re-implement it from the beginning, from week 1 this year. But if I'm thinking like, oh, last year I feel like I wasn't working out as much as I would have wanted to, or I wasn't as regular with YouTube as I would have wanted to, then what are the things that I can think about now to change these things and improve my habits so that these two things are done more regularly than last year, for instance. So I'm really thinking about all of these different things so I can actually really improve from last year and be a better student than I was last year, which is what I'm always striving for, always being a better human than I was yesterday. So the next thing that I'm doing, which is not something that I really love doing, but it is very necessary, is I am doing revision, starting to slowly go back into every couple of days revising some of the topics that I learned last year, because especially if you're in medical school, you can't just forget from one year to the next the topics you've learned, because that's just not how it works. You can't forget the anatomy from last year, you have to remember it. So slowly I'm looking through my flashcards again, so I arrive next year not feeling like I haven't done any work for 4 months and I'm just shocked at the amount that I have to know again. So at least if I start slowly weaning myself back into it, it'll be less of a steep step when I go back to university in 2 weeks. I encourage you to do this, even though it's really not something we would really want to do when we're on holiday, but it is necessary and it is important to do that. So yeah, the next thing that I did this year, I did this a couple of days ago, was that I actually looked through the Welcome Week events from this year, because last year obviously we didn't have freshers because of COVID, but this year everybody can participate in freshers and all of the different activities. So I looked through the website of my university and looked through all of the different Welcome Week events that we have, so I'm aware of what comes up. So I already have in my agenda every single thing that I will be going or attending, or the things that I'm intending to attend, and that for me is really important. Again, keeps me aware, takes the stress out of the first week. At least I know exactly when the Freshers Fair is, when the Societies Fair is, all of the different things that I want to attend. They're already in my agenda and in my calendar, and yeah, it just helps reduce the stress, helps you be more aware, and prevents you from missing out on things that you would have potentially wanted to do, but you just were too late to show up. The next thing that I do is something that I've actually, when I was preparing this video, I've realized that I've done this almost every single year, even in school, is to set myself goals. Before they were purely just academic goals, but now I actually want to set myself some academic and personal goals this year. And that actually, I realized when I was in school, that really helps me, because when I lose motivation, which is bound to happen in a whole academic year, if I have those goals that I really intentionally and mindfully set for myself, it's a lot, I really hope that you can hear me. It's a lot easier for me to actually go, get back in the groove of working and get back in the groove of being motivated and working again, because I have those goals that I want to reach. And then at the end of the year, if I've actually been able to reach those goals, then I'm actually even more proud of what I've done that year, because I was able to keep my promise. And this opened. I'll be back. The 9th thing on my list there that I'm doing before going back to university is really trying to be intentional in enjoying the last few moments of my summer. And actually, I filmed this video yesterday already, but I didn't really like the quality of it, whatever. And I found myself being quite stressed yesterday. I don't really know why. And I've realized that I've kind of been not overworking myself, but just really being stressed of getting everything organized, getting all of YouTube videos filmed, and a lot of different things that I had to do. And when I woke up this morning, I realized that I wasn't even following my own advice. I'm not even really taking the time to enjoy the last few moments of summer. So this morning I was kind of like, hey, hello, you're gonna take this day slow, you're gonna enjoy the last few days of summer the same way that you're advising people to do it. You have to follow your own advice as well. So I really recommend that you enjoy the last few moments of summer, take it slow, really be intentional, take time with your family, enjoy the last few moments with them, go out, do whatever you like to do. If you like to exercise and run around, go do that a bit more. Just really really be more intentional with the last few moments of summer, because once university starts, it starts, and then you're just running around like a headless chicken for a few weeks before you get to slow down again. So yeah, I am really also trying to be more intentional with this and following my own advice. And then the last thing is that since I live quite far from my family, they live in Southeast Asia, and I haven't seen them in a very long time. If it's the same case for you, I think that it would be really important that you try as a family to plan, or at least give a rough idea of when you're going to see each other again, even though we know that in these COVID times things change all the time. But at least if you have some sort of pseudo goal to reach, then it might be easier to just like count down the days when things get a bit tough or when you miss them a lot more than usual. So that would be one piece of advice that I am doing. I'm trying to figure out kind of when I'm going to see them again, so I kind of have timeline. When am I going to see them again? Probably in X amount of time, and then as university will go along, I will know that I'm getting closer and closer to seeing them again, and it's just a really, really nice feeling. So yeah, I think that I'm done with this video. I think that I've mentioned most of the things that I'm doing right now. But if there's two really important points to mention, is to try to be as stress-free as possible when you start university, and take the time before starting to really be aware of everything that will be going on, and be aware of your course, be aware of how your course is structured, if you have that information and all of that. So that helps you be more empowered when you do start university, and less stressed as well, because you won't be surprised by a lot of things. You'll kind of know everything. Not everything, you'll know how everything is structured, and you won't be surprised. And then the next thing is just to enjoy the present moment, enjoy the last few moments of summer, enjoy the sun. I will be literally sitting in the sun for the whole day, because that's what I want to do today. And yeah, just really enjoy your time, enjoy your life, take it step by step, enjoy the journey more than the destination. I think that I'm rambling now, but I think that that's something that I have to tell myself right now, because I am a bit stressed. But it's okay. I am learning to enjoy the journey rather than the destination. And that's how we'll leave this video. Thank you for watching, guys. If you enjoyed the video, please subscribe to my channel, like this video, and share this video with other people that could benefit from it as well. It is really important that you guys share this video, or at least let the YouTube algorithm know that you enjoyed these videos, because if not as many people can see this video and hopefully gain value from it. So yeah, I'm done rambling now. I'm wishing you guys a really, really good week. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.